Have you been saving your entire life waiting for retirement, but instead of making the shift from saving to spending and enjoying it, you're too nervous to actually start using that money? If so, you're not alone. According to the 2024 Retirement Confidence Survey, just 68% of workers and 74% of retirees felt that they had saved enough money to live comfortably in retirement. Hey everyone, Gabe Galanti here, fiduciary financial advisor, owner, and CEO at Rockline Wealth Management. Over the last 12 years, I've had the opportunity to work with hundreds of families on their retirement and financial planning. And today, I'm going to talk about the top pain points that we see pre-retirees and retirees go through when it comes to making the transition into retirement and spending down their money. In addition, I'm going to speak about 3 simple strategies that you can implement to help shift your mindset in order to help you live more comfortably. And be sure to stick around to the end, where I'm going to cover what I would consider to be the #1 most important mindset shift that you can make. Before I dive in here, I just want to ask, if you find this content helpful and interesting, please feel free to like and subscribe to the page. The first key strategy and mindset shift I want to speak about today brings to mind tennis superstar and icon Naomi Osaka. By the age of 23, Osaka had already experienced incredible success in the world of tennis, having won 4 Grand Slam titles, including the 2020 US Open. Many would consider Naomi at that point to be at the peak of her career. However, what nobody was able to see was the continued bouts that she faced with anxiety and depression. Some of you may remember when this came to the surface and Naomi ended up having to withdraw from the 2021 French Open. This decision allowed many critics to come out of the woodwork, and despite all of Naomi's successes, she faced a tidal wave of negativity. Rather than pack it in, Naomi made a mindset shift. She ultimately went on to become a mother and ended up rising from being ranked outside of the top 800 players around the world to being ranked in the top 10 in the world in 2025. This brings me to my first key strategy, and that is focusing on what you can control. Fear-mongering and clickbait news surrounds us in all forms of our life. Whether you're watching TV at night, you're reading the newspaper, a magazine, or even in social media. Drowning out that noise and focusing on things you can control, such as your asset allocation, your budget, and your withdrawal rate, can help you to eliminate that fear and anxiety and live out the life that you want in retirement. The second strategy is one that I have found to be very useful in many aspects of life, and I have to give credit to Tony Robbins for this inspiration. For those of you that are not aware of who Tony Robbins is or have not heard of him, he is one of the greatest motivational and inspirational speakers of our lifetime. Believe it or not, as Tony has told his story many times over, despite being an incredible success, super confident, and making change in many people's lives, early on in his own life, he was actually completely lost. He grew up in a household that struggled financially. His father left him from a young age, and his mother was abusive. After continuous struggling and having what some would consider to be an emotional breakdown, Tony decided that it was time for a change. It was time to take control. He decided to go all in on focusing on his body and mind, consistently exercising, and dedicating his time to self-improvement and education. One of the biggest shifts he made was turning his focus to helping others. The level of personal fulfillment that he was able to attain by helping others accomplish their goals was unmatched by anything he had ever felt before. By finding what brought him fulfillment, he was able to gain confidence and continually grow both personally and professionally into the success that he is today. This leads me to my second mindset shift, and that is living a life of intention in retirement. When you live life intentionally, pursuing things that you're passionate about, whether it be traveling or donating your time or money, it helps bring you stability, which can help lead to confidence that you need to have a successful retirement. This next mindset shift is one that I find to be the most important and impactful. Sarah Blakely, world-class entrepreneur and the founder of retail brand Spanx, was not always the trailblazer that she is today. In the early stages of her career, Sarah earned her income by selling fax machines door to door. As one might imagine, this brought tons of stress, and she faced much more rejection than success during this time. She eventually had the vision to create some sort of footless pantyhose, but she had zero experience in retail or fashion at that point. Despite what would seem like an endless list of obstacles to overcome, Sarah created a plan. She went on to follow and execute on that plan through grit, determination, and faith in what she wanted to do was to help others through her product. In watching her idea come to life, Sarah formed what we know today as the company Spanx, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. The lesson here is my third key, and that is, although making that leap from retirement and saving money your whole life to spending that money down might seem nerve-wracking, developing a plan, whether by yourself or with a group of trusted professionals, can help you bring the confidence that you need. These three keys can be very helpful in making the transition. And if you want to learn more about steps that you can take leading up to retirement, check out our next video here, What I Wish I Knew Before Retirement.